Yeah. First of all, I confess I'm a kingdom resident and not here as a guest. I don't change for the press, I just say it with my chest. Too much, say less, my mind's at rest. And because of Jesus I have been blessed. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I'm running like David toward my Goliath. I pray to the highest, he is my weapon. Teach these haters a lesson. I will pass cause they testing. Got hit hard and you know how that felt. Now I'm kicking back like I got a black belt. And I'm gonna do my best just to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I'm wrestling, not against flesh and blood, and not against gangsters and thugs, but powers and rulers and principalities. You speak in life, it becomes reality. I just gotta see the fulfillment of his will on my life, and I just gotta be the best man for my children and my wife. I'm practicing patient ways, at the same time taking vacation days. No area code and I'm still calling plays. That ain't even fair. The devil like he went and sold you, he ain't even here. I don't take the credit, don't even say my name. The God that I serve, he don't really play no games. Get fresh, we about to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and to put a hole in the devil's chest. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I was stressed out and was full of pain. I'm like Jesus on the boat in the hurricane. I'm so sleep. God got that, so I won't worry. I'ma take 1 more nap. As soon as the devil try to set 1 more trap, I open the Bible and look at 1 more map to help a brother navigate through this test, and I put a hole in the devil's chest. I give you praises, you give me blessings. Yeah. You give me wisdom when I ask you questions, Lord, and you give me your joy. I trade it for sorrow. Yeah. You give me hope, Lord, a hope for tomorrow. Yeah, nah. Holy Spirit, I'm begging for you to intervene. Show these people the power that they ain't never seen. And they looking at me crazy, they like, who's he? I'm just somebody that told the Lord to use me. So I want the devil's head to get knocked off, and my team is swinging out like a top golf. We're in the zone, no press. Somebody put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and I put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and I put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and I put a hole in the devil's chest. I have 2 goals, no stress, and I put a hole in the devil's chest. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. I have 2 goals, no stress, and I put a hole in the devil's chest. And I put a hole in the devil's chest. And I put a hole in the devil's chest. I have.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. We are your humble servants and hosts for tonight, in the biblical sense. In the building is my rib, my Esther, and young Hebrews in the other room. And yes, I am your host, Kayel. You know what I mean? So we are getting it in. I see my feed froze up, so I just wanted to get that back in line so I can see these comments. Shalom, I see Shazam Black in the building. I see my brother Adam. I want to give a salute and shout out to my brother Adam for hooking me up with that song. Yes, that was nice, Mr. Canton Jones. 2 goals. Yes, nice. No stress, and to put the hole in the devil's chest. I think that's so poetic. You know, they put that in a nice little neat. You know, it's got to love lyricists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, tonight we are dealing with how can I say this? There we go. We are dealing with the voices in your mind. The voices in my mind, the voices in every human being's mind. Give me 1 second, guys. So we all have voices in our heads. We all hear these different things that talk to us all day, constantly. Some will admit that they wish that they didn't have so many noises in their heads, so many voices in their heads. Here on Hebrew State of Being, we often talk about using the Shabbat as a way to, the Sabbath, as a way to figure out which one of those voices in your head is a divine voice, a voice that's from your Creator, that's steering you in the right path. But we're going to go deeper into the voices in our heads tonight, because they can be debilitating, they can be exhilarating, they can be depressing, they can be inspirational. They can be inspirational in one moment and debilitating in the next. I see you in the building, Nicola. Long time no see. Glad to see you in the building. So these voices in our head, sometimes they can be for good and they can be for bad, the same voice. What I come with tonight is that the Most High's voice is always a good voice. That the Most High's voice is always going to be the voice of calm. It's going to be the voice of humble. It's going to be a voice of subduing. It's going to be a voice of righteousness. Will not change. If you're trying to figure out the voice in your head that is of the Most High, then you want to go with those criterias. A humble voice, a voice of reason, a voice of compromise, a voice of inspiration, a voice of meekness. Anything else can be either or. It can be good or bad. Very similar to the spiritual realm, where many people, as I was watching a documentary the day that take DMTs, and they, I don't know if you've seen it, but they had this Megan, whatever girl that's with her name is Fox, because I knew there was a black chick named Megan too. This is a white one. So which one is the black one? Meg. I think y'all see I got my rib. So Megan Good is the black one, is the Aborigine, and Megan Fox is the Caucasian. So Megan Fox and her boyfriend, who was a Satanist, Machine Gun Kelly, who's a rapper. I'm familiar with him because I know rap music. So they went on a 3-day experience where they use ayahuasca. Now, ayahuasca is a plant. It's a natural plant, mostly found in tropical places. All right. With the Aborigine, with the indigenous. I see my brother Yawan in the building. So ayahuasca, when you cook it down, and that's the name of the indigenous name for the plant, ayahuasca, when you boil that down, it releases, just like every other plant in the Most High. I'm talking about your onions in your kitchen and your bell peppers in your kitchen. When you chop them up, you ignite them. They become excited. So when you chew, the same process. You thinking of a knife, think of it as the Most High put these vitamins, these vegetables, these things on the earth, and when you chew them, they are now being ignited. The switch is being put on. That's how you get the nutrients, by chewing, right? Chewing, and you're extracting the juices out of the onions, the bell peppers, whatever it is, right? That is what is being internally stored in you. You don't have a whole bell pepper in your stomach. You don't have a whole onion or a whole watermelon like my baby like, right? You got the juices and the nutrients that flow through your body, through your blood system and many veins and neurologic, yeah, new, yeah, neurology, right? Neurological. Uh, uh, it is the nervous system that is in your body, right? So this is the same process. So when they boil down this ayahuasca, it releases this DMT. DMT is the hallucinogenic that many indigenous Aborigine cultures used as a spiritual ceremony to take them into a third dimension, to go into what we would call subconscious, or into their beyond. On the screen here, I have the definition of conscious that we've gone through before, and we see that it's a Latin word. This is the Noah Webster 1828 dictionary. Now, what I found interesting was when you do the study and understanding of the DMT and the hallucinogenic properties of these different drugs that seem to bring people to a spiritual place, that these drugs that take them to a spiritual place are in the psychological academia in that world. They give it to the subconscious. Now, what's interesting about that is that Noah Webster was in 1828. So it's stating Noah Webster does not have a definition for subconscious. Everything that they're describing, what happens to you when you're induced by this natural organic plant that puts you into a hallucinogenic state, they describe that state in a word that was not around in 1828 when Noah Webster created the first dictionary. I want you to understand that. I had to go to the etymology of the word subconscious, because our conscience is what the psychological community calls our everyday existence, our fear, anger, lust, envy, all those conscious things are everyday things that are present. That's what they define that as. So when they have an out-of-body experience or a supernatural experience, something that's outside their conscious mind, they have created the word subconscious. But yet the plant, the experience, was before they could put a word or a definition. So I had to go to the etymology of the word subconscious, and it didn't come along until 1823, but Noah Webster was in 1828. So let's read further. It says, not wholly conscious, feebly conscious, implied in subconscious, from sub plus conscious, first attested by De Quincey. The noun, in the psychological sense, mental process taking place without consciousness. That means that you're having an experience that is not connected to your everyday conscience, your everyday dealings, your five senses, your reality. It is something that's out of your reality. Reality would be your conscience. Sub would be outside of that reality. Is attested from 1886. Oh. So really it didn't come popular until 1886. Somebody thought of it in 1823. So when Noah Webster came out in 1828, it wasn't popular in the psychological world. Noah Webster was a man of scripture, so he didn't deal with the new thing, Freudian and De Quincey concepts, because these are concepts, not facts, but concepts. I see y'all in the building on Instagram. Yes, God's gift to God's gift to God, the Weezer, something like that. 0017 in the building. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So it's attested to 1886 for adjectival sentence. So they said is attested in 1886 from adjectival sense. Adjectival sense. occurring in the mind but not in the consciousness. Earlier noun was subconscious from 1845. So in 1828, when the first dictionary ever created, and the man's name was Noah, and he was into the Torah, he didn't have a definition for subconscious. They created this, and then in 1845, it became something that was in the psychological jargon. It became a definition from European psychologists, not from indigenous, not from aborigine, not from the thing that was original, but from the newfound European society and their study of the original man. They came up with this thing called subconscious to explain when you have an experience with the Most High. Now, this is where we're going to get tricky. Need y'all to stay with me. Now, these European scientists use this to explain the experience that you have. I see the building, Shane. Now, European scientists use this word subconscious to explain what is happening in indigenous communities when they have out-of-body spiritual experiences. But they don't want to say God. They don't want to connect it to supernatural experiences of the Creator. They want to create something totally different to explain it. So they want to put it in the psychological realm, diagnoses of a subconscious to describe supernatural. But the twist is that they use it not just to not speak about the Most High, but they use it in the sense of being crazy as a derogatory thing, not a supernatural thing that you are getting some type of, see gang flag in the building, you're getting some type of spiritual enlightenment, but yet no, is that you are seeing aliens. That's right. When you do a deep study on ayahuasca and DMT and where it takes you, they say it is towards, they see aliens, they see spirits, they don't see flesh. And they say it's more real than the conscience that they have. I'm going to say that again. The people that had the experience that did it in a controlled environment with scientists, they said that this experience, once they take the DMT, that it puts them in a realm of gaseous spirits, of figures, but nothing physical, no flesh. And that is more real than the conscious physical thing that they are witnessing right now and giving an explanation to the doctor, to the psychologist, to the controlled scientists. When I speak to my indigenous brothers that are Yoruba, that have actually had the experience. So I just gave you guys the scientific explanation of subconscious and the DMT experience and what Europeans see it as. Now I'm going to tell you from an indigenous aborigine perspective of my brothers that, because I speak this word, I speak to other priests, I speak to other shamans, I speak to other high holy men, right? So the high holy men that take the ayahuasca, what they explain is that when you take this and your DMT is connected, I see you in the building, Lana, I see Ricky in the building. When you take this, what happens is they are taking out of a physical realm. Now, the spiritual ones say that they are able to speak unto these spirits, these entities that are around them. Some will give you a realm of 7 of them, some will say 9, some say 11. It varies from the person that has the experience. But what they're experiencing is spirits, familiar spirits that are speaking to them. We getting deep tonight, man. Come on now, y'all I ain't even got to the scripts yet. Y'all got to bear with me. So, these spirits that these holy men, these indigenous aborigine that know what they're doing, that it has been handed down from their spiritual beliefs or from their tribe down to tribe from generation to generation. And what they experience and what they expect to experience when they take DMT is not aliens. They expect either their ancestors that they can connect to. I see the building, big ramp. They expect either that they can get to their ancestors. They're thinking that they're going to speak to divine entities that they have been praying unto. They're expecting these particular gods that they have prayed to be the ones in this realm or their ancestors in this realm. So when they are in it, they are speaking directly in a holy manner and having profound questions because they are holy men already. Are you getting where I'm coming from? You have a people that are taking DMT that are already purifying themselves, purifying their thoughts, purifying who they are, walking for their community, doing for their community, having a DMT experience, expecting a supernatural experience with their creator or the God systems that they pray unto. The Europeans, when they do, they're expecting aliens. They're looking for Zeus. They're looking for their gods to come back unto them. So they have created psychology and a definition and all of that for that. But what they are doing is exactly what science is. And I want you to understand that science is the root word of conscious and subconscious. Science is the root, and the definition and etymology of science is the unraveling, the unpacking of nature, of the Most High's hand. So if y'all follow me, my all the smart people out here that's paying attention tonight, y'all will follow that. That means that if conscience, or rather science being the root of subconscious and conscience, and science is a false, I see in the building shotgun. Salute, man, brother, love you. I see science is the root of the words of subconscious and conscience, and that science is made up by Europeans, and that science is the unpacking or the trying to dispel the great spirit of the Most High. I see my brother Aboriginal Inyan in the building. You have to understand that the science itself is trying to discredit the Most High. Science, by definition and by nature, is created by Europeans to separate everybody from their creator, from the supernatural, from the great spirit. That is the intention of Europeans and science. So if science is the base of conscious and the base of subconscious, and we are told that conscious is the reality, and then us as Aborigines say this reality that we're in is an imagination or figment of the oppressor. It is a construct of our oppressor, enslaver, treaty breaker, whatever you want to call him, right? So if science is created by the people that oppress the Aborigine, the melanated people, and science is their way of explaining the Most High or explaining away the Most High, then their concept of what happens when you take the Most High's plant of ayahuasca and have an experience, that experience is not going to be connected to the Creator. That experience is going to be connected to some high or some alien or some construct that they've created in this oppressed construct, in this Babylon. They're going to give up a picture or ideology of this Babylon. But again, I don't want to get too far off because we are talking about, the title tonight is what to do with the voices in your head. And I am using ayahuasca, the DMT experience, and Megan Fox and all of the pop culture to tie in the fact of I see my brother Scott in the building, to tie in the fact that everything that you're hearing or what has been created for that is the European construct. That before we can understand what they have created, we have to know that everything in that is something that our Aborigine, our Torah calls familiar spirits. They can redefine it with conscious, or they can redefine it with their psychological diagnoses and their psychological terminology. But at the end of the day, they're trying to explain a supernatural thing that happens with the Aborigine, with the melanated, when they are not that. So explaining that, and explaining that when you go to when the Aborigine has the DMT experience and he goes up, he's expecting to speak to a God figure. He's expecting his ancestors. He's expecting something holy. All right. On your screen, you'll see that subconscious 1823, not holy. Now they're saying holy in the sense of all being, but I'm going to go with the HOLY instead of the WHOLLY. You know what I mean? All praise my brother Shotgun Slim, my brother. All praise brother Humble, my brother Humble. So we are understanding that this thing that's in our mind is supernatural. The voices that you hear in your head is supernatural. I went all that way to say that when you are hearing these voices in your mind, whether they're good or bad, they are connected to your creator. They're connected to the Most High. And that it is our job to understand them and separate them from Babylon concepts to what Aborigine, black man, daughter of Zion means. Bird in the building, I see you, my brother. So when we understand that divination and what these Europeans came in and tried to explain a supernatural experience, that when you take the Most High's plants and you connect unto him through his plants, that two things happen. Two things happen. I don't want to confuse you guys, but we always have to know at the crux of everything, there is good and there is evil. And when we start diving into the supernatural, which they will call the subconscious, when we start digging into the supernatural, we have to understand there are rules to this game. See, what you think happens in the dark is only happening in the dark. Oh, no, 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 no. Just like the voices in your mind that fester and create scenarios that aren't true, even though they aren't true, because you start to believe them, they start manifesting. They come out of your mouth. You start putting them out into the world. And either you're going to find familiar spirits that are demonic and evil that'll rock with it, or you're going to find spirits that are righteous that are going to say no to it. What is your flesh going to then say? Will your flesh decide to go with the ones that are stroking your ideologies and thoughts, or will you resort to the righteous and say, I will subdue my passions and not rock over there with those voices, but rock with the righteous voices? See, that scenario plays out every day in everybody's life. That's why we're talking about what to do with the voices in your head. And I start off the show by going as deep as we can go with the DMT, the ayahuasca, the actual real times when people step out of their regular mind and go into a supernatural world where there is, in fact, familiar spirits. Don't kid yourself. But when you touch those familiar spirits, I told you there's rules to the game. Don't think that once you come out of that, and you think that you're in the conscious world, that what you did in that dark, what you did with those spirits, what you decided to do, what covenant you took, that it don't play out in the real world. Oh, you will be sadly mistaken. You will be sadly, sadly mistaken. And I'm telling you, that the thoughts in your mind, whether you know about DMT, whether you're doing rituals, whether you're looking at the dark side, whether you're trying to get more and more spiritual, I'm telling you that if you do it on that side, how dangerous it is. It's just as dangerous for you not to understand the voices in your head, even if those voices are not connected to supernatural. They're just connected to Babylon. They're just connected to iniquity. They're just connected to your flesh. You have to get a hold of the voices in your mind. Caucasians knew that the voice in their mind was so bad, they created a whole entire society, science, jargon, books, universities, Freudianism, the Quincy. Us as Aboriginal people, we knew it to be ancestors. We knew it to be spirits. We knew it said either that girl got good spirits in her, that girl got evil spirits in her. It took Europeans to come along and say, no, that ain't evil or bad. No, it's some of it is good. And it could be described as narcissism, but you can use it in both ways, though. You could be narcissist, but it can help you be the CEO of a company. And then they tell you that being the CEO of a company means you got millions, you got everything you want, you got the infinity pool in the back, you got the Porsche in the front, you got the hooker girlfriend, then you got the wife, you got it all. You got it all. It's all iniquity. You get it? It's all the flesh. It tells you that your narcissism, which we would call in our tribe, we would call that evil. Because you're thinking about yourself. You only have no concern about the tribe. You don't have no concern about the family. You don't have a concern about the children. You only want what you got to get. We would call that evil in the tribe. You heard me? You wouldn't be my friend. But you let Europeans and Germans, the same Germans or Ashkenazi who call themselves Jews, you let the Germans, the same Germans that gave you 440 hertz coming out of your music when we were on a natural hertz, which was 432, not 440. You let the Germans give you NASA. You let the Germans give you the Masoretes who wrote your Bibles. And now you let the Germans tell you that you're not having a supernatural experience, that you're not being touched by the Most High, that you can be evil and just call it narcissism and say that you're just trying to feed your family. Man, what a tangled web. Yeah, my brother Yawan. Facts, truth. We have to understand it's a tangled web, and they did it on purpose. But we have to understand that these are familiar spirits that's been written about since the beginning of time. Let's go into us a good story tonight, man. We're going to read us a good Bible story tonight, man. We're going to go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel, chapter 28. See, Samuel, like most people. Oh, the Nazarites? Yes, Shazam. I can do the Nazarites. All right, first I'll give y'all a little quick thing on the Nazarites, and I hope this helps. If you need more than that, Shazam, let me know exactly what you want from the Nazarites if this doesn't suffice. I'm going to give y'all real quick. And this is a perfect example of how I'm going to break down Nazarite. It's the same way psychology, subconscious, the same way they give us, Walter Plecker came in and created the 5 different classes of mulatto and black and the quadroons and all of that. It's called information overload. What we're talking tonight when we're just dealing with these spirits and the voices in the head, we're dealing with us understanding that we have to simplify ourselves, know what the root is, before dealing with their concepts of their dead fruit. Deal with the root where there is life and not with the dead fruit that they bear. The dead fruit is Jewish. The dead fruit is Palestine. Palestine is the ancient name for Philistia, which were the Phoenicians, the Philistines, which were people that we then saw all fought since Samuel. Like, we can feel sorry about the story that they're fighting amongst each other, but what you have is people that we didn't rock with in our land fighting amongst each other in our land. If you understood the truth, then you would save your tears. If you knew the root, you would not be confused. See, Jewish stands for Judea, an area of Jerusalem. It was supposedly where the tribe of Judah was. Judea, capital of Judah. In actuality, Jerusalem, right, wasn't in Judea. Know that. Jerusalem was the large landmass, and they broke all these different places down. The southern kingdoms was of Judah and Benjamin and Levi. When we were taken out of the land in captivity during the Babylon and the Assyrian captivity, the Assyrians replaced all of the people that was in Jerusalem and Judea with Tubal, Meshach, with Europeans, with Germans, Ashkenazis, Greeks, white Caucasian Greeks, with Asia Minor, with Poland, Russian. All of those different people, they moved into Jerusalem and into Judea. Those people started trying to be like us. Why? Because a very significant thing happened. Cyrus told all of the Jews that left, that ran from persecution, he said that he had a calling from the Most High, voices in his head, to let all of the Hebrews, the Shemitic people, the Judeans, come back and rebuild the temple. Many did, not all, not many. I said many did, but not many. Enough to build a somewhat of a temple. That temple got sacked, destroyed. Those people ran again. Then Herod built another temple, called himself the King of the Jews. And everybody sees that as the second temple that was created, but it was not the temple that the Judeans or the real Hebrews, the Yahudim, created. Now you're asking, I asked about Nazarite. How is Judea and Jews and all that? Well, see, they say that Yahshua, who many call, or those Europeans call Jesus, he was a Nazarite, but they also call him a Jew. See how that doesn't connect? Because Nazareth is not in Judea. Nazareth is by Galilee. He came from Nazareth, went to Galilee, and then once or twice went down actually into Judea. So the person that they call a Jew was a Nazarite, and actually he was a Hebrew. He was from the tribe of Judah, Yehuda, so he was a Yahudim, not a Judean or Jew. The Judeans and the Jews were the Caucasians that were brought in all from Russia, all the way down to Germany, all the way down to Asia Minor, all the way over to Crete, all the way over to Greece, and back down to Jerusalem. And they seated them in the new Assyrian kingdom and Canaanite kingdom that was taking over the area. Roman at the time. So, Nazarite. Nazarite is a person that comes from, is a Nazarene. He comes from the town. And so I hope that gives you your understanding of Nazarite. And so how does that match in what our story is tonight? The root. The root is the Nazarite. The root is the Nazarene. What is the root? Yahshua was actually a Yahudim. He was of the tribe of Judah, Yehuda. We didn't have J's back then. That's why we say Yahuda, not Judah with the J. But if you don't understand that, and you don't understand that when this Yasha came, that when he went to the temple, there was no melanated people there. It was not the Shemitic people. It was Japhetic people, and it was Hamitic people. It was not the Shemitic people of the tribe of Yehuda, of the 12 tribes of Jerusalem. It was not. It was people that spoke the Shemitic language, but not the Shemitic people. So when that guy or the story is given of Yasha turning over a table, he was turning over a table. Imagine me as a black man going to the Catholic Church or going to a Baptist church and burning down their little area where you can buy extra CDs for the sermon for that day. And I would be the only black person burning down with 12 of my black friends. That's the image you should have when they say Jesus turned over the tables at the temple, because that's what would have been a more accurate description of that scene if it happened. One Aborigine kicking over a table of Caucasians in a Caucasian temple that used to be dedicated to the Aborigine people of that land. That's how you should see that. So that's Nazarite. That's understanding the root. That's understanding how things get tangled because there's so many lies without us studying and researching and not knowing when the fix came in. So many times people have the question was when the Caucasians came in. It shouldn't be when the Caucasians came in. It should be when did you leave? It should be why you left. That should be the questions if you're trying to find the truth about being Shemitic or being a Hebrew. And if that's you, you should not go to the European doctrine on how or when they came in, but you should find when the Aborigines were left, when you left, and why your people left, and the revolts that your people had. You should look at it from that perspective, and you'll find much more information. But for us to continue on with our lesson, which is the understanding of these Jewish people that are in the land right now, which are Ashkenazi Jews, and the Philistines, the Palestine that are in there that are fighting over this land. As the scripture told us, the ancient text said that the land that we came from would be trampled down by the Gentiles, which would mean anyone other than a Hebrew, other than Shemitic, would be trampled down by them until the end days. So it should not be a surprise that these people are in the land. But if we don't understand the truth, then we will get confused in the tangled web. So the tangled web first starts in our mind and deciding to believe in what we want to believe in, especially if we don't search for ourselves. So here we're going to take this situation with Saul. Saul was the first king of Yehuda, of Jerusalem, of the 12 tribes, right? Because we did not want to continue to go on as the Most High being our only judge, jury. The Most High never intended for us to have a king or to be Europeanized. Never. The Most High wanted us to stay with our priest, our high priest, which were women and men, which made us an equal society. That's what the Most High ordained for us to be. Never to have a European autocratic king. But because our people wanted to be like the Europeans so bad, because we are going through so many atrocities because of our backsliding, we didn't see it as our own backsliding. We just continued to get even more upset with the Most High. We refused to come back to His laws, statutes, and commandments, and in fact said, well, if you are allowing these Gentiles to be blessed, then I'm going to go and get with these Gentiles. I'm going to go and get the money like the Gentiles got. So we begged Samuel to give us a king. Samuel gave us Saul. Well, Samuel went to the Most High. Most High said Saul. Saul messed up because he would not kill the Philistines as the Most High told him. Yes, the same Palestinians, Saul was supposed to kill them all because they had made it with animals. They had made it with descendants of fallen angels The Most High wanted them to kill all the animals because they were gene splicing and making hybrid animals. The Most High said, I did not create those type animals. I want them dead. Saul, I want you to kill the women and the men. I want everyone dead because they are an abomination. They're having sex with the animals. They're making different types of animals. They're having sex with men upon men. They're having sex with women upon women. He says, I want them all dead. Saul decided that the food, some of it, could work for his men, and his men asked for some of the women. So Saul obliged his men. Now, this is back to the thoughts and the conversations in our head, the voices we hear. The Most High gave Saul a command. Saul heard the commandment from the Most High in his mind. He had it affirmed by Samuel. So he had a witness. It wasn't just that the Most High told Saul himself. Saul had a witness in Samuel, told him exactly what to go and do. But at the moment when it was time for him to do what was told to him in his mind, his flesh told him, well, hold up. There's some other options that we need to discuss. And that's what we do every day. Every day we know what we're supposed to do in this world. But this world comes at us fast and heavy. So when we know what we were set out to do when we woke up in the morning and we said, I'm going to kill the old man daily. I'm not going to be the person I was yesterday. I'm going to be better today. I'm going to repent from the things that happened before. And then in the midst of that day, out of nowhere, you get blindsided with the temptation to fall back into your vomit and do what you did on yesterday. The question is, do you go back to the voice of the Most High? Or is the voice of your flesh louder than the righteous voice in your mind? That's what Saul had to deal with. So let's go to this Bible story and see how it goes. So it says, and it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare, to fight with Yasharallah. That's the northern and the southern kingdoms. And Ankish said unto David, King David, but he wasn't King David then, now thou assuredly that thou shalt go out with me to battle, thou and thy men. And David said to Achish, surely thou shalt know that thy servant can do. And Achish said to David, therefore will I make thee keeper of mine head forever. Now Samuel was dead, and all Yasharallah had lamented him, mourned for him, and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. So when Saul first got this kingship, he understood the laws, statutes, and commandments that we as a people do not consort witch doctors, wizards, palm readers. We don't consort those types of people. Not because they can't do what they do or they're not as advertised. That's not it. It's because we're supposed to listen to the voice of the Most High. You're supposed to know the voice of the Most High. You're not supposed to listen to these people that are going into their prayer and they are calling upon unfamiliar spirits. See, the only familiar spirit, right? The only familiar spirit should be the Most High. The other familiar spirits is the spirits that's in you, that's in your flesh, that you want to lend to. The unfamiliar spirits is the ones that you are praying unto in a spiritual world that you don't have any understanding of, that you're not even ready for. So Saul at this time, David is just about to become, it's already been told that he's going to be king, but David is 13 years old. David is not ready. He's not a grown man. My young Hebrew over there is 8 years old. That means in 5 years, he would be the one that would save our entire community at 13, our whole being, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Every Hebrew, Shebrew, everywhere, this 113-year-old would have to say. Now, Saul is scared because he went up against the Philistines, no, against the Amalekites, I'm sorry. He didn't kill the Amalekites. And now it's time for the Philistines. And the Most High is not answering him. And he, because he followed the Most High in the beginning, he got rid of all those people that could call upon spirits, you know, the crystal balls, to read upon palms, Baal, to see if he will be victorious in his battle. He knows that David is now king, but David is 13, so he's still standing in position. Saul is still trying to fight the commandment of the Most High. He fought the commandment to kill everybody of the Amalekites. Now he's fighting the fact that the Most High replaced him with David. So now he's trying to kill David. He's trying to get rid of David, still try and go to war and beat his king. David got a lot going on. I mean, Saul got a lot going on. Saul got a lot of voices going on in his head. Saul got a lot of voices going on in his head. So, since Saul got rid of all of these diviners and familiar spirits, and the Philistines gathered themselves together and came to pitch in Shalom, and Saul gathered all of Yasharal together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. Remember, this is that Goliath moment. The Philistines were giants, y'all. Philistines wasn't no regular army. These dudes had giants with them. Now Saul knows Most High ain't talking to him. He can't find nobody to be on his side. He got a 13-year-old waiting to take his spot. Saul going through it now. Saul is going through it. And the Philistines gathered themselves together. So they're ready to go to war. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid and was greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired to the Most High answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And her servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit in Endor. Saul disguised himself, put on other remnant, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine, there go divination, divine unto me by the similar spirits, and bring me him up whom I shall name unto thee. So now Saul really losing his mind, baby. First of all, the Most High ain't talking to him. He about to go to war with these people. So now, my young Hebrew, he is going to the devil. He's so desperate that he's willing to go to the devil to hear somebody to talk to him. He lonely, y'all. He lonely. But we do that every day, right? Every day as human beings, instead of going to the Most High, we listen to the voices in our head. The voices that are connected to our flesh that tell us that we are about to die, or things are so bad that it's this or it's that, or things are just such at an urgency that we got to lose our cool and make a decision that isn't wise. I seen a building cat, or Katie. Yeah, I don't see no H behind that. Katie. I seen the building, Katie. So we are looking at, yeah, like some food, my brother Aran. We get in a position where we allow the external situation, the external circumstances, make us forget about the voice that's in us, that's guiding us and holding us. And we resort to our own familiar spirit within us. And that familiar spirit can be, I'm a hustler, so I'm going to the pool hall, I'm going to the block, or I'm real pretty, I can be an escort, I'm going to go hit the club. It's whatever that familiar spirit is in you that you think have gotten you out of a bad scenario before. Whatever that spirit is, it's not of the Most High. Do you have the patience in Him? for him to tell you what spirit to use, or do you just grab a familiar spirit? Because the Most High may tell you to use a spirit to get out of a situation that you're not accustomed to. Because the Most High is about expanding you. The Most High is not about consolidating you. He's about expanding you. So Saul, like many of us, instead of listening and being patient in the Most High and taking the punishment that he may be giving us, or the chastisement that he may be giving us, we try and answer it. We try to end our punishment before we've made full atonement for it. And that's what Saul is doing here. Saul says, and Saul disguised himself and put on remnant and went. So she divined unto me by a familiar spirit. So Saul is telling her, I'm going to ask you to bring up somebody for me to talk to. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul had done, how he had cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? So the little woman that reads spirits, she's like, nah, man, you ain't trying to catch me up. This is entrapment. You gonna ask me about buying drugs, and you got drugs on you, and you the cops. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, come and hit me with that. And it says, and Saul swear by her, by the Most High. Now, this is the part that gets me about this story. And so many of us do it. This is the irony. When we decide to do what we want to do, we want to swear by the Most High. And we ain't doing nothing the Most High told us to do. We want to get in a situation and say, by your destitute thing, I swear by, and the Most High know what I need. He know I only did this because you swearing by the Most High and you doing the opposite of what he wants. And that's exactly what Saul is doing. Saul is at our familiar spirits. He's into divination. We're against divination. We're against the spirits. And then he's going to swear upon the Most High that he's going to be an honorable man to the woman that is in an unhonorable business. What a tangle where we weave when we first aspire to deceive. And saying, as the Most High liveth. Now, he's going to a woman that deals in dead spirits. But he's going to say, I swear by the living Most High. As the Most High liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. So Saul is saying, I don't swear by your demons. I don't swear by the dead ancestors and the dead gods that you pray to. I swear to the living one that I'm going to be righteous by you, because that's the one that's going to do me. He already doing me right now. I just need to talk to his servant Samuel, because I'm lost right now. But does it make it right? Just because you want to talk to the Most High servant, does it make it right for you to go through evil? Does it mean that's the same saying as do as thy will? Does it mean that by any means necessary it's okay? No. That's the biggest thing the Most High is trying to get us to understand. That do not get it by any means. Get it by my righteous means, and that's the only way you're going to be able to hold on to it. From your sanity to your riches to your gifts. Do it the right way. Do it by me, and you'll be able to hold on. It'll be a foundation you're building. It won't be a fly by night. It won't be a situation where it's temporary. Yes, there is a temporary way of getting it, but you're going to lose it. Yes, there's a quick way of cutting around the corners, but you're going to lose it quick. And it says, then said the woman, whom shall I bring unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. Now Samuel was at this man's side the whole time. Samuel's the one that said, man, you going to be the king. Most High told me. You going to be over all of Yashra. You the man. I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I'm the priest. I got the direct link to the Most High. Any questions you got, come to me. Now, when Samuel was living with him, Samuel was right there. He ain't want to listen to Samuel. Now you want to get this man out his grave to ask him a question And I want y'all to be ready for this. A question he already knew the answer to. And like most of us, we already know the answer to righteous because we're born with it. Right? Right? Think about that. Hold on. Give my small break right there. So that's the point that we're making, is that all of us really deep in our heart, we know the right path to take and we know the right thing we're supposed to do, but we choose other things, you know, our present company included. We got flesh wrapped around this spirit. The spirit know the right thing to do, but that flesh, woo-wee, you know what I'm saying? That flesh makes a convincing argument many times at night. You know what I'm saying? Late at night, boy, that flesh, it be convincing. It be like, man, look, bro, I know at 12 o'clock today you was convinced and we wasn't gonna do this, right? I know at 6 o'clock today we was convinced we wasn't gonna do this. We talked about this, man. We prayed on this and everything. But look at here. It's 11 o'clock, right? It's 11, right. It's gonna be midnight in a minute. You know, the last time at midnight, everything just kind of, you know, and sometimes, man, look, let's just talk about it. I'm just saying, if we just go over there, right? If we just go over there, I'm not saying we're gonna do nothing, right? We just go over there and just talk, you know what I'm saying? Just have some conversations. You know, maybe they're going through the same thing. I can support them, they can support me. Maybe I could just have one drink. I won't have two drinks. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna spy on him and his new girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, I'm just gonna pass over to the whole house. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not gonna go in the restaurant that me and him used to go into. You dig? I'm just gonna, check out. You know what I'm saying? We start having a whole bunch of options on the table. You know what I'm saying? The later the night get, right? The longer the day, the longer it's harder, the more options pop up, the more things to discuss. But we got to remember the foundation. We got to remember the original voice. And we got to hold tight to the original voice, man. And it says, yeah, Babylon. Yeah, thank you, Slim. Babylon. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. She's like, when she saw Samuel, and that's what you want me to get? This woman that don't believe in the Most High. Now, I want y'all to get this. She has the power to bring forth Samuel. Don't miss that now. Don't think this is just some holy rolling type situation. And we ain't gonna talk about what happens on the other side of this, right? Because these demonic people, they can pull up spirits. Don't think it's a game. It's a real thing. Look, this woman brought Samuel up that was in the bosom. Hold up. This woman brought Samuel up that's in the bosom of the Most High. He's in Abraham's bosom. Samuel didn't do no wrong. She didn't pull Samuel from hell. Ooh, y'all better pay attention. She didn't pull Samuel from hell. So that means that these people that are in these divinations, the art of calling upon spirits, because that's what divination is. It's the art of calling on spirits. And any person in divination that's worth their salt, any priestesses or voodoo queen or any of them, if you ask them, well, they may not tell you if you don't act like you know what you're talking about. But if you talk to them, and Shotgun, you tell me, I'm not putting you on Front Street, brother, love you. If you come across this and you can be a witness to this to me, let me know if I'm telling the truth. And if I'm telling a lie, you tell me that as well. But the ones I talk to, I call this the truth. That these voodoo priests will tell you that the spirits that they call upon ain't always controllable. So if they can't control, right? So if they can't control the spirits that they're calling upon, that means that they ain't always calling upon the spirit that they trying to call upon, which means that they really ain't got no control over this spiritual thing that they doing in the first place. Man, you got to understand what I'm saying. Slim, let me know if I'm lying here. Because you may be trying to harness something, but you ain't controlling it. You might be trying to, by your prayers and by your incantations, you may be trying to, push it in this direction and work it over here, work it over there, but you ain't got no control. You don't know who you talking to in that other realm. You ain't got no clue, no clue, baby. What's it? Current? Yes. You ain't got no control over that, homie. Right? Yeah, the Aborigines see what I'm talking about. You ain't got no control over that. So when we sit here as Shemitic and Hebrew and Aborigine on this Hebrew state of being, we are talking about knowing the spirit that you're calling upon, knowing the spirit that you're asking something from. And this great spirit that they say in our Aborigine culture, this great spirit is a spirit that only wants righteousness. That's what you're calling upon. So even no matter what comes from this spirit, you're only going to get righteousness out of it. Now, this spirit will spank you for doing unrighteousness onto it. But at the end of the day, it only supports righteousness. And when you get unrighteous, it allows you to go to them divination spirits and allows you to just be up in those spirits to where your mind got you going crazy, to where you think you're seeing things in the hallway, to where you think you're hearing things, to where you think that everybody's out to get you, to where you start losing self-esteem, to where you start thinking you don't look as beautiful as you did before you start thinking that. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, when that hit me, I was right before I turned 40. See, like I told y'all, I was a street dude, right? I was really in the street. So in my street thing, I was these hands, right? So when I got to the age where I got to like 39, man, I started feeling weak. I started getting fat, right? Y'all see, I had to slim down because I got a real mental thing about it, right? So been going to jail like I did when I was a youth and everything, I was always about your head on a swivel. So when I got about 39, I got fat. I was working a job. I was making good money. I was in a whole, and I started getting this fear in my mind out of nowhere. I wasn't even in the hood no more. I started getting this mind and like, yo, you getting soft. Somebody can run up on you. Them young boys are tussle with you right now. Them young boys are tussle with you right now. You might not be able to hold yourself. I went into a whole psychological thing to where end point was I fell 16 and a half feet through a ceiling because when I went to those thoughts, I started calling upon the Most High and I'm like, wait. Is this the end of my life? Wait, if I'm talking about now that I can't even handle up like I need to. See, men may get this. Women may not get what I'm about to say, right? And this is not a good example for my ladies out there because y'all don't tie your veracity, you don't tie your spirit to your ability to defend yourself. Men do. We tie our youth and our exuberance to our ability to protect ourselves, our family, the whole nine. So when the man starts feeling like he might not be able to protect himself, he starts questioning everything. It's not a beauty thing for a man. It's the respect I command. Like as a man, I couldn't imagine walking out on the street and nobody respecting me. People peeing on me, people calling me names, people acting like they can't get these hands, or like they're not dealing with a holy man, like the Most High. Like I couldn't live with somebody just walked around and just pushed me around, just treated me like I was a slave. I couldn't imagine living like, oh, so Nicola says some of us women do. I hear you, Nicola. Nicola said, me being able to protect myself as a woman is connected to my veracity. Go ahead, Queen. So when I questioned all of that, I started questioning, what have I provided in this life? And I made a statement to the Most High that I want to be with Him. Nobody else. I didn't go to no church and ask to be baptized. I didn't go to a shaman or to a baba or any of that. I got with the Most High, and I said to Him, I want to be more than what I was. That I can't be, this can't be the, and you know what the Most High did? Because I said to Him, if this is where you want me, I'll stay right here. I'm cool. I got a woman that's successful. I can work this thing out. I'm successful. I got whoop-de-whoop. But I was in a sinful relationship. I was in an abomination relationship with that particular woman. My mind was built for the iniquity of this world. When I asked Him to keep me where I'm at, if this is cool, or take me from it, He dropped me 16 and a half feet and took me from it. And that's what y'all see standing before y'all right now. Is a result of that. So when I say, when you resort to spirits, if I resorted to the wrong spirit, who knows what I would be representing 5 years from that prayer to my Creator. I want y'all to get me. You know what I'm saying? If I went to a soothsayer, right? If I went to a somebody to do some type of ceremony and cleanse me in blood, and I start following these things, who knows where I would have been? But I didn't need no church. I didn't need no building. I made a decision that at the age of 40, if it wasn't going to be this, if it wasn't going to be that, if I was going to really be civilized, if I was going to really be civilized, if I was at the end of my young brave, right? If I was really at the end of being a young brave, and now it's time for me to be an elder, and this is where I'm at, I'm cool. The Most High said, nah. One, your fighting days ain't over, and two, it is time to be an elder. You did need to lose your ability to do those things to learn how to fashion your spiritual muscle. I had to, that time, them 4 years of me not only at 39 feeling like I couldn't hold them hands, but then at 40 dropping me from the ceiling, and I could not hold her hands. I couldn't win a slap fight. You touched my back, I was on the ground like, oh Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, right? Brother was in pain, right? I was in a wheelchair, had to work all this back. So the Most High said, you weren't about if you strong enough to fight, if you strong enough to beat up some youngster, I'm gonna take all that from you. You can't beat up a kitten. You couldn't throw up a fight up against a 3-year-old right now. So where your strength at now? Where is your strength now? Are you gonna rely on your testosterone, on your balls? That's what it is. I'm explaining all this because of the voices in your head. The voices in your head will have you go away from the Father so much that you will get into divination. You will go into people that you know are not righteous. You will take advice from the wrong people. You will lose belief in yourself. You will allow circumstances to make you make bad decisions. It is imperative that you get a hold of the voices in your head. So when the woman understood that she had now called upon the spirit of Saul, and that she was able to call up this spirit, like I said, this spiritual world, we don't understand the rules to this. And like I said, the ones that's in divination, they don't have power over this. So I can't explain to you how this woman that's in divination, that's against the Most High, can pull Samuel out of the Most High's bosom. That was my whole point. I can't give y'all that answer. I couldn't find that nowhere in Scripture. How a divination, a woman in this type of spiritual realm, can go in the Most High's world and pull his people out and have them come and answer. Y'all got to understand what kind of supernatural things are being said in these books, in these ancient texts. What's being brought in these ancient texts. Yeah, flesh is temporary happiness, no doubt. See, now, she says, and the king said to her, be not afraid, for thou sawest thou. And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. So, whoa. I thought all the gods were in the heavens. She's saying she saw gods ascending out of the earth. Y'all better come on now. And it says, and he said unto her, what form is he of? So he's asking, what form does Samuel hold? Remember, I told you when you take the DMT, it's spiritual. They look at its forms. It ain't no flesh. He says, and he said, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. A mantle. What is a mantle, y'all? Let's look up mantle. Definition of mantle. Right, one would think fireplace mantle, right? But let's see what this say right here. Let's go to. I spelled it wrong. Let's see mantle. It says, a kind of cloak or loose garment to be worn over other garments. The herald and children are clothed in mantles of satin, a cover, well covered in the night's black mantle, a cover that which conceals as a mantle of charity. So the rising sense being to chase the ignorant fumes, gases, to chase the ignorant, the unknown, ignorant fumes that mantle their clear reasoning. So the fumes cloud their mantle of clear reasoning. Divination, spirits, unclear spirits, unfamiliar and familiar spirits. Like my brother Slim just said, the familiar spirits of our flesh, but then also the unfamiliar spirits of Hashatan, of the gods, the fallen angels that were shot down to the earth. That's the ones he's talking about ascending about. So when we're understanding the mantle that Samuel had on, right? So Samuel has this glorious mantle because he's in the Most High. He's got his robe, right? He's got his white robe on. This is what we read in our scripture, right? That when you go through the trials and tribulations, then you go into the heavens, you get your white robe. So that's the mantle, right? So it says, and Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Most High is departed from me, and answered me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. So Samuel said, I didn't try every spirit anybody can call anything in the supernatural. I'm trying to get to the Most High. All of this is I'm trying to get to the Most High to tell him, I'm sorry. because I know the Most High has got it in for me. So I got an enemy here. So is this the time the Most High want to take me out right now? I need to ask some questions, right? 29, verse 16. Then says Samuel, wherefore do thou ask of me, seeing the Most High is departed from thee and is become thine enemy. So Samuel gives him the same answer that he already knew, that the Most High has left him and that he is the enemy of the Most High. That is why nobody's talking to you. And the Most High had done to him as he spake by me. And then Samuel says, furthermore, I told you this already. You brought me from the dead. You disquieted me. I told you this when I was alive. For the Most High had rent the kingdom out of thine hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to thy weed, David, because thou obeyedest not the voice of the Most High. Whoa, the voice. We're right back to what voice we're listening to. And we're now looking at Saul not listening to the proper voice of the Most High, not knowing which one was of the Most High, and decided to do his own. Nor executed his fierce wrath upon the Amalekites, Amalek, which was the name of the leader of the tribe, the king, and it was the Amalekites. Therefore had the Most High done this thing unto thee this day. These are all things you know. Moreover, the Most High will also deliver Yasharallah unto thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Oh, it says, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. So now Samuel is sending from the grave. And by the way, you dying tomorrow. And your sons. You do everything that you feared. It's happening. Yeah. Check it off. The Most High also shall deliver the host of Yasharallah into the Philistines. So now the Most High is telling him that, hey, not only is you going to die tomorrow, you're going to be with Samuel, but all of Yasharallah is going to the Philistines. That's why the Philistines, yeah, they're already dead. There you go, Scott. Now the Philistines laid up there, that's why you got Palestine. Because when we got moved out, right? When Saul got moved out, they took over. The Most High made us slaves unto them because we didn't do the right thing. That's why you got Palestine now. That is why Palestine is there. But y'all won't say none of this stuff matters, huh, Scott? They said that these ain't ancient texts, right, Scott? This is fables, right? Text, right, Scott? This ain't real. Check it out, right? So then Saul fell straight away all along on the earth and was so afraid because of the word of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all day, nor all the night. And the woman came to Saul and saw he was sore troubled, and said unto him, Behold, thy handmaid hath obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto thy words which thou spake unto me. Now this is the gypsy. She's trying to make sure ain't nobody gonna kill me. I know you got all this bad news, Saul, but I'm good though, right? Now therefore I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thine handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. So when girls like eat so you can bounce. I had a lot for the day. I called upon the Most High, and I got a lot going on. But he refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voices. So he arose from the earth, and he sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour and kneaded it, and did bake unleavened bread thereof. And she brought it before Saul and before the servants, that they did eat, that they did rose up, and that they went on that night. Now that's pretty quick the way that she went ahead. I'm saying a dead man can't die twice. Yeah, that's why Saul ain't made it back yet. You know what I'm saying? and said she did not want his hand. Right, right, exactly. She wanted, look here, Saul, I'm gonna need you to eat this bread. I'm gonna need you to get some strength because I ain't trying to see Samuel again. So let's get a precept. So we're gonna go. So that's the first prophet, right? That's the first prophet of our Old Testament. Now we're gonna go to the last prophet, Malachi, right? We're gonna go to Malachi 1. We're gonna read Malachi 1 and 2 tonight. Because Malachi is dealing with the Most High and also with spirits and hearing voices of the Most High. Malachi is the last prophet. We have, before there's a New Testament, right? So Malachi is 100 years after the Israelites. He's 100 or so years, about 100 years before, he's during the Maccabean time when all of the Caucasians came in and the Ashkenazis, the Germans. And he's before Yasha comes, the righteous teacher. So he's given this prophecy, and Malachi is only 4 chapters, right? But he goes through, he kind of wraps everything up that has happened and kind of puts a button on the Old Testament. So I suggest you guys read this in your own time as well. So we go, Malachi 1. The burden of the word of the Most High to Yasharallah by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Most High. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Most High? Yet I loved Jacob. So the Most High is saying that, yeah, I get it at this point. Y'all been in captivity in Babylon, Assyria. I've spread you guys across the 4 corners. I've done you dirty. Yes, I have. We're not going to bring in the fact that y'all did me dirty first, and this was a way of me bringing you back. But, okay, y'all want to put it all on me. Most High say, I get it. I'm the big bad guy in this building. But understand, I have always loved you. Even when it came to Esau, your twin. Many forget that Esau, the one that's ruling this world through the Gentiles, that Esau was our twin. When we talk about the Boule, we talk about sold out politicians, we talk about Inyans that sold out to the Europeans, we talk about these different type of people. We have to realize that Esau forever hated us. His family, his tribe, his people. So you're basically talking about an Uncle Ruckus, right? You're talking a Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus. He's in the family, but always killing us. Always got some problem. Always downing us. Always looking for an opportunity to be with the others. An opportunity to come up with the others. So Esau is Ruckus for us, Uncle Ruckus, right, from the Boondocks. And Uncle Ruckus married into every tribe in Europe. I really want y'all to know that that is facts. That he married into every tribe in Europe, and he married into the fallen angels, giants tribes. So just like Jacob, us being Hebrews, right? And we are scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. We are known as the diaspora. We are the black Catholics, so to speak, the lost ones, right? We have to realize that as spread out and as large as we are, so is Uncle Ruckus and his descendants. And when we look at this line in between us coming together as a people, our oppressor, what seems to be the thing that keeps foiling our plans to get to the Creator? What keeps stopping us from coming together? What seems to be the way that they keep always finding out what our plan is to come together? Before there was internet, before there was the Big Brother, I'm talking back Emmett Till. I'm talking back Rosewood, Oklahoma. I'm talking back and before there was a United States settlement. I'm talking when there was the Indians in the 13 colonies and the Moors came over here. I'm talking since then, there's been that crew of Esau that hated us and sold us out and wanted to be like the Europeans. So the Most High is saying that let's go back all the way to Jacob, man, to the start of you guys right now. And that I've loved you, I chose you over your own blood. And not only did I choose you, I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Most High of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. So we got to look at this. This is a very important sentence. The Most High said, I hated them, but y'all all are living. Everybody's living in this, and you're playing out the book as in Redemption Song by Bob Marley says that we all got to play out the book. So as Edom is playing out the book, and the Most High is talking to his people as we're playing out the book, that means to the end of the Gentile rule. It's saying that in this time frame until the end of the Gentile rule, that Edom is your Gentile. He has gotten with the Gentiles, and he's going to rebuild the places that I took you guys away from. So when we look back at Jerusalem, and we look at the Philistines still being there, and we look at these, as it says here, Esau, Edom, coming back to rebuild on that land, and is fighting the Philistines for that land. It's being said right here in Malachi. It's being prophesied. It says, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Most High had indignation forever. When you read Revelations, it says that he's hated the synagogue of Satan. There's only one people that are represented by a synagogue. He says that they are connected to the adversary. So Malachi is giving us prophecy of now, explaining what we are dealing with, and explaining where these voices and this Babylon, where Babylon gets its ideology, why Babylon is against us, and why Babylon is always disconnecting us with their boule, the Esau, in our community, pitting us against each other, turning us over, allowing laws to be done that never work for us. It's not a mystery. It's written in Scripture. And it says, because they have been the nation for us forever. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Most High will be magnified from the border of Yasharallah. Says that more people will know of the Most High than just in Jerusalem. That this word of him and his great power of righteousness is going to expand. It says sins of the priests, Malachi verse 6, chapter 1. And son honored his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, the Most High, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Said the Most High of hosts. And of hosts means of the army, meaning that the Most High got guns in his hands. And he's saying, I got these pestilence, I got these diseases, I got these wars, I got this natural occurrences of volcanoes, I got earthquakes, I got hurricanes. And y'all ain't got no fear? Ooh. O priest that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have we despised my name? Most High say, y'all got the nerve to act dumb, like you don't know what you've done. You don't know how you given the game to the Gentile, and now you're following the Gentile, and you got your own people following the Gentile, and you're going to ask how you have not despised my name? Most High says, verse 7, ye offer polluted bread upon my altar, and ye say, wherein have we polluted thee? And that ye say the table of the Most High is contemptible? 1 second, y'all. Look up on the move. Forgive me, guys. I'm glad y'all keep sticking in and staying in with me, man. I'm about to get y'all out of here, right? But understanding, controlling the thoughts in our mind. These thoughts will pollute you. You will begin to give false offerings unto the Most High. You will think that you are giving love unto Him and you're not reading His Word. You'll think that you are following Him and you're not seeking Him. You're not looking for Him in every situation. You're not seeking to what direction He wants you to go in. You can say that you're caught up with your everyday life and you just don't have time to seek His Word or to read any of His words. Or you think that you done figured it out, or you haven't had a rough enough day that you need to seek Him. That you need to get some scriptures in you. That you need to meditate for a minute. You just need to pull away for 15 minutes and just say thank you for your breath. See, ye have polluted His altar. As I keep saying on this show, we are the altar. We are the temple. We are the land. We are the people. And if we don't thank Him, be in the spirit with Him to make the right decisions, and we're making decisions off of what Babylon offers, we're making decisions off of how Babylon is in fear. We make decisions off of how Babylon reacts because of their fear. And we polluted the temple. We polluted the blessing, the barakas. Verse 8, and if ye offer the blind for sacrifice, and if ye offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if ye offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee, or accept thy person, said the Most High of hosts. Most High says, so you're going to give me not your first fruits and not your best animals to sacrifice? You're going to give me your deaf, dumb, and blind animals? But the governors, the people that just want to eat, they'll take it as an offering and deal with it because it's food, not the Most High. And now I pray you, beseech the Most High that He will be gracious unto us. This hath been by your means. Will He regard your person, said the Most High of hosts. Who is there even among you that would shut the doors for naught? Neither do ye kindle fire on mine altar for naught. I have no pleasure in you, said the Most High of hosts. Neither will I accept an offering at your hand. For from the rising of the sun even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles. And in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering, for my name shall be great among the heathen, said the Most High of hosts. But ye have not profaned. But ye have not profaned it, in that ye say, the table of the Most High is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. Ye say, behold, what a weariness is it, and we have snuffed at all, said the Most High of hosts. So the saying that even when you got to be raised to the level to do it right, you complain about it. So behold, what a witness, what a weariness it is to give you the best. And it says, but the Most High said, and you have snuffed at it, said the Most High of hosts, and ye brought that which was torn, and that lame, and the sick. Thus we brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand, said the Most High? But cursed be the deceiver which hath in his flock a male, and vow it, and sacrifice it unto the Most High a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, said the Most High of hosts, and my name dreadful among the heathen. So the Most High is saying the same thing I said when I was 39. I felt like y'all acting like I can't handle my business out here. Most High said, oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to show you what I'm working with. I'm going to show you that my pestilence and my anger, my wrath, is not to be played with. You don't come at me like I'm soft. I will not accept anything. In fact, I am the standard. And in fact, I'm only going to raise up a standard. That if you want to do that, that is fine. You can do the lame, the blind. You can rationalize why. You can tell yourself you don't have enough. You can tell yourself you don't have enough time. You can tell yourself whatever you want, the Most High says. But I will only raise up the standard. I will only raise up the ones that come to me, that seek me, the ones that are willing to sacrifice their flesh and their desires to move closer to me. And I will give them the reward of their sacrifice. I will double down the reward of their sacrifice. So when I tell you guys that you have to seek him every day, that means sacrifice the joys of the world to learn how to enjoy the barakas that the Most High provides. You really can get into them. The Most High provides some really great things. No, he's not going to provide the girl in the red dress across the club. Nah, he's probably not going to provide the guy to roll up and take care of you and your kids, and there's a millionaire on a white horse, and he's a knight. Nah, he's probably not going to provide that for you in a Walmart in your aisle somewhere. It's probably not going to happen that way. But what he will provide you is peace in danger. What he will provide you is a safe haven and love when you need it. He will give you a sound mind and reasoning. He will provide the things that once you find as you seek him are core things that you need to be happy with yourself in this world. Many times in this world we tie our happiness to external things. Happiness was never meant to be an external situation. Happiness was supposed to be an internal situation from day one. A woman cannot have a man make her happy. She can be happy because of the resources that man provides. She can be happy for the midnight romper room that man provides. But her inner happiness, no man and no pocket and no joy can do. And the same vice versa for a man. It doesn't matter how many lands you conquer. It doesn't matter how many of your enemies bow down to you. It doesn't matter how attractive you are to all sorts of women that you may find yourself attracted to. It is not the inner joy that when nobody's around, when you wake up in the morning and you just want a great day, or when you're in the middle of the night and you have a desire to be fulfilled. You have a desire to be fulfilled. I'm not talking sexually. I'm talking about fulfilled. Feel like you've done something. You've made a mark. You completed something in this world. See, that's what real men contemplate. Regardless of how silly we may look to other people in the world or to our significant others, men contemplate, am I living a life that is worth being spoken of? Am I living a life that leaves a lineage? Am I doing the things that will ensure my kids and my family are safe and secure? Because every man knows that when he's away from his family, They're vulnerable. No matter how much he has provided for them, no matter how many guns he's put in that house, no matter how many times he's had Shabbat and broke out the Bible with his daughter and his son, that his house, when he's not there, is still vulnerable. Why? Because he knows he's following the righteous word and that he's going to get everybody in line and he's going to die for it. And in his death, the Most High will take care of his family. But when he's separated, he's got no tangible things to say that there's safety with his family. So that's when we get into our supernatural. That's when we're relying on our Creator to provide that safe haven for us in our absence, to provide those seraphim, those angels. Well, all that, in order for that to happen, comes back to your peace of mind and knowing the voices in your head and knowing what's inspiring those voices in your head and knowing what righteousness is by seeking his scripture, his ancient text. I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. I was gonna go on to Micah 2, but let me go to Malachi 2 and go real quick. I got some things to do tonight, so I was trying to get you guys out of here, but let me go to Malachi 2 real quick. And it says, "And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, if ye will not lay it to heart to give glory unto my name, said the Most High of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. I will curse your blessing that you do for other people. Yea, I have cursed them already." Like my mother Scott, Aboriginal Indian said, and the dead man can't die twice. And like my brother said, Scott, they already dead. You know what I'm saying? Right? It says right here, it says, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed and spread shit. It says, I will spread dung upon your face, even the dung of Solomon's feast. It says, even the shit of your Solomon feast. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, says the host of the Most High. My covenant was with him of life and peace. Whoa. What is the covenant of? Life and peace. Now, if you think your idea of peace is $20 million in the bank account, you and the Most High may have to come a little closer together on what he means by that. You may have to seek him to understand what he truly means by this life that he's going to give you and peace that he's going to give you. And I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me. He says, I gave it to him for the fear that he has within me, a fear of me, and was afraid before my name. He says, my covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me. What does that mean? He gave him as much life and as much peace as he feared the Most High. If he feared the Most High 10%, he gave him 10% of life and peace. Isn't that what everybody's looking for? For fair? That's what everybody's looking for, a fair shake, right? That's all anybody's looking for is equality, efficacy across the board. Most High says, I have that. The more you trust in me, the more you fear and trust in my name, my covenant is that's how much peace and life I give you. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, not potions and spells. A priest may have rituals or potions he may do, but he's supposed to have knowledge upon his lips. He's not supposed to be just telling you that, you know what, if you want to get rid of this man that because you want this woman, then you need to do this love potion and then she falls in love with you. That's not knowledge. That's trying to circumvent reality. That's trying to do as thy will to get as thy want. That is not of the Most High. It said, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Most High of hosts. That's what your Baptist preachers are supposed to be. That's what your priests are supposed to be. They're supposed to have truth and knowledge. I don't know what you mean by that. What kind of neck pain? We have stiff neckness is what the scripture calls the pain of us not following the Most High. It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law of his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Most High of hosts. He is a messenger of armies. So when your preacher, your pastor talking to you, he should be talking to you like he's talking to an army, because you are the army. You are the battle axe. The Most High says it over and over and over again. So when I'm at 39, wondering if I got what it takes to handle these young bucks, the Most High said, not only do you have what it takes to handle these young bucks, but you got what it takes to handle these demons, boy. I got something greater for you to fight than your flesh. I got these demons I want you to back down. I don't need you to be a thug. I don't need you to be a hustler. I need you to back down these demons for me. The ones that can't be seen. I need you to speak it with your voice because you're speaking for me. See, if your priest was speaking or your pastor was speaking to you like you were part of his army and he was trying to raise you up to fight against iniquity, he wouldn't be telling you about the good news. He wouldn't be telling you that all sins is good because somebody died for them. He wouldn't be telling you that it's all hunky-dory. He will be telling you, sharpen your swords. He will be telling you to get your spirit closer to the Most High so you can build up your energy, so you can make your spirit that great spirit that is needed so that you can go to war with these demons, not for some good news so that you can go and dance with some white man, or you can go and dance with some shaman and drink some liquids and go and have you some out-of-body experience and tell everybody you deep now. No, a priest, a pastor is a representative of the army of the Most High. That you don't get here on Hebrew State of Being, me telling you about the good news. You get stories of struggle and street. You get stories of strife. You get stories of getting ready to get your mind right for the incoming danger, to get your family right, to get your rib mind right, to get your rib spirit right, to get your sons and your daughters ready. Because when it comes time for you to make these decisions, you're going to need people that's going to be able to follow you and know that you are standing on righteousness and that you've been clear on your path and you've been consistent about what you're saying. And also for you to know that the ones you telling to follow, that they ain't been consistent. And if they ain't going to follow, you know that you got to go with the Most High to cut that flesh off and leave them where they stand and go to the Most High. Yes, my brother, preparing for that battle, Scott. Because some of the battle ain't gonna be with the powers in the world. It's going to be with your family and your flesh to see if you're going to leave them standing there. Can you be example? Can you walk away knowing that you're walking in the Most High and doing the righteous thing while they crying in their tears trying to get you to go into the belly of the beast with the demons, to go in the belly of the beast with the government? What you going to do when they crying? When they telling you, but you got a family, we got to think more practical. We got to go where everybody's saying go. Or are you going to listen to the Most High? Are you going to know which one is the voice? Are you going to know which one in your head is the Most High talking to you? Without practicing, without meditating, without knowing how to do it, you're going to know it? You're going to know which one it is? You going to know? I don't think so. Not if you ain't trying. Not if you're not putting forth the effort. I think those crying babies, I think those crying mamas and grandfathers, it's going to be real hard for you to step away from and handle and take control. I think it's going to be real hard for you. I think it's going to be so hard that you're going to lay down and die right there thinking that you're going to let another voice come in your mind. You're going to sit up there and say to yourself, well, maybe this is where the Most High wants me with my family in case something happened right here since they don't want to move. Even though the Most High is telling you to get to the mountains, to get to high ground, to get to a place of safety. You going to tell yourself, you're going to rationalize in your mind, they love me. Maybe the Most High want me to be here to protect them here. You're going to lay your life over. Huh? That's your decision. Me, I plan on leaving a lot of crying tears. So much so that I'm telling everybody up beforehand. We ain't got no danger right now. My family know. So it ain't going to be no surprise when I bounce and go. When I tell them the Most High told me to go, they're going to be like, well, y'all want to go with Kyle or y'all going to stay here? Because we know Kyle going. We know Kyle going. Yeah, Shazam, that's what it is. I got this necklace from my rib. Got this necklace from me from Yasharala from Israel, and it's a brother that's on Instagram called Keys, and it has a dot K. It's a underscore K dot underscore no yeah K no underscore K underscore E underscore Y underscore S dot for Keys. And the guy's out there. He's a good brother. Try and get him if you can get that. I'll try and put the link up from time for you guys. Most High says, "For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Most High's army. But ye are departed out of the way, and have caused many to stumble at the law, and have corrupted the covenant of Levi, and says the Most High of the army. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law." So the Most High says, I told y'all I was going to punish y'all. Y'all are at the base of all society. You can look at the curses of Deuteronomy 28 and 30, all the way to 30, right? Chapter 28, verse 30, right? Look at the curses. And it says here, have we not all one creator? Hath not one created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother? By profaning the covenant of our fathers. Yehuda had dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Yasharallah and in Jerusalem. For Yehuda had profaned the holiness of the Most High, which he loved, and had married the daughter of a strange god, fallen angel. The Most High will cut off the man that doeth this. So when I say we're going to walk away from some crying tears and people, the Most High does it every day. It's about, that's why we keep saying you got to seek the Most High. Most High is waiting on you. So I will cut off the man that does this, the master of the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Jacob, or Yaakov, and him that offereth an offering unto the Most High of the army. And this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Most High with tears, and with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regarded not the offering any more, or received it with goodwill at your hand. Yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Most High had been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously, yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant? Ooh, Most High gets down to it. Look, you love all of them things you did as a youth, all them wild iniquity things you married that as a youth. Is she still with you? Is them things of a youth, is that still with you? No. It's dealt treacherously with you, didn't it? It set you back, didn't it? You lost some loved ones, you lost some friends, you lost some money, you lost a lot of things dealing with them treacherous and them ways. And it says, and did not he make one? Yet had he not residue of the Spirit? And wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit. Remember, we said guard that spirit, and let no one deal treacherously against the wife of this youth. For the Most High of Yasharallah said that he had putting it away. But said, I'm getting excited, y'all. Because we had to end this our last two verses for the night. For the Most High of Yasharallah said that he hated putting away. For one covereth violence with his garment, said the Most High of the army. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that you deal not treacherously. Ye have wearied the Most High with your words. Yet ye say, wherein have we wearied him? When we say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Most High, and he delighted in them. Or where is the Most High of judgment? 17 is important. I'm stopping at 17, and we're not having the Psalms because I want y'all to end with that tonight, because I want y'all to think about that tonight. Because many people think they see rich people enjoying life and winning. Verse 17 says, you have wearied the Most High with your words, yet you say, wherein have we wearied him? And the Most High is telling you, you weary me when you say, everyone that doeth evil is good. He's saying that when you look at these people that's got Maserati, Ferraris, or just a better life than you, when you're upset that these people are living better than you, whether they white, black, orange, purple, green, or blue, and you know that they're not righteous and not following the law, you're saying that they're getting rewarded, that the Most High must love them. So you follow them their ways. Most High says, then you say that I delight and I'm not going to judge them? That's, Most High says, that's when you upset me. That's when you weary me. You wear me down when you think there ain't no judgment on this earth, because you don't see the judgment, because I don't bring Scott up and bring up Shotgun Slim and put them in an auditorium so they can see all of the people get tormented that did wrong, because you don't see it, because Shazam Black ain't got a Instagram every time come up, Okay, that Ku Klux Klan person died. The Most High had took care of that. I just got an Instagram DM from the Most High let me know he just killed another evil one. Most High said, because you don't see my work, because you don't understand my work, you tell me that I'm not dealing with these people. You see Russia, you see the Ukraine, you see Britain, all being swarmed with floods right now. You see the United States going through pestilence, you see pandemics, you see earthquakes. And the only reason why you don't see the Most High in those things is because you believe in your oppressor. You believe in the person that is lying to you, the demon spirits, the ones you think is winning. Because you think they're winning and they're the government, they're the teachers, and they're the professors, they must have it right. They must be all right. They must not be getting judgment. They must not be getting that butt taxed. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, a testimony. And I have a friend that's a Caucasian. I'm not gonna tell you how we're friends because that's too personal. So I want to give this testimony. I want to give this example. It's not a pretty example. There's a man I know, Caucasian, who did something really nice for me. Did some really good things, and I think he's a good man. As far as I know, he's always treated me with respect and love. I even call a man a friend. This man is extremely wealthy. Extremely wealthy. Extremely. But the man is not happy. You know why? Because his seed, his children, are drug addicts. One died. He lost the love of his life with the mother of those children because they could not reel those children in. And for him, this is his personal hell. Personal hell. Now, to the outside, when you pull up on the side of him in his Ferrari, you would think that he's got it going on. You pull up to his offices, you think this man's got it going on. He may tell you a story of going hunting, fishing, or doing some things, but you don't know that he is crippled inside and will give up everything that you see to have a happy life with his first wife and his children. Us as melanated people in the hood, we get that opportunity. Many times we don't take advantage of it because we say being poor is hard to have a family, because we're always arguing about money. We're always dealing with finances. Most High is asking you guys on this night, look past your finances. Look at the joy that you have with your woman and your rib, your husband. Look at the joys that you have, the simple joys that you have. The fact that you have children that'll listen to you. That you have children that know inside them the right from wrong. And sometimes the most beautiful thing is the most smallest and insignificant thing to the rest of the world, but to you, it's everything. So when you look at your life and you're wondering if the Most High is in it, no, He is in it. Yes, Shazam, say it again. It's when you don't have so many trinkets, so many distractions because you don't have money, you find a way to love each other and hang on and have that joy of each other more than the joy of the trinkets and the different things. So all I'm saying to you guys is don't judge books by their cover. Don't assume people are winning when they may not be. And don't assume that you're losing. Seek the ancient text. Look for the love in it. Understand love. And then look for the simple joys every day in your life. And if you ain't got one, just open up your window. The sun is shining. It's a simple joy. The birds are still flying and chirping, giving praise to the Most High. That's a joy. The grass is still growing. You still have the ability to be in nature, in Most High's creation. Trust me, there's things to be joyful for in this hour, no matter how daunting it appears. So with that said, now you know what to do with the voices in your head. Single them out, know which ones are divine, of the Most High, and follow them. The rest of the voices, it really doesn't matter where they come from. Doesn't really matter if it comes from hurt, good place, bad place, mom or dad. Doesn't matter. It's everything but the Most High. We may listen to some or we may not. But what we will do is listen to the Most High's voice when we single that out. And if any of those other voices support that voice, then we rock with it. And remember, yes, and he will provide you with what you need, like he does the bird. Yeah, my brother Scott. That's my brother. That's right. Oh, thank you, my brother Yawan. This is a great show. Yes, all praises. Aboriginal, seeing that strength, man. I'm glad y'all enjoyed the show tonight. We will see y'all on Wednesday night for cultural appropriation. We get back up on any, man. But thoughts in our mind, man. Control them, know them, and live a beautiful life of peace. Most High says that's what he gives. He gives life and he gives peace, man.